This is Natasha de Souza reporting for SALT Voices, and I'm here at the inaugural SALT Abu Dhabi with Nasrallah, the Executive Chairman of deNovo Corporate Advisors based in Dubai. Welcome to SALT Abu Dhabi,
Thank you very much.
Good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Now, you were just on a panel earlier today talking about exciting investment opportunities that are actually to be found locally, which is a little refreshing to hear because, as we know, the UAE is a net exporter of capital. We often have, any number of opportunities that people, whether it's financial, family offices, whether it's, institutional investors, seem to have more of an appetite in more mature markets versus looking, within the homegrown ecosystem.
True.
Talk me through some of the interesting takeaways from your panel today.
Sure, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. Certainly, this part of the world has always been known as an asset gathering part of the world. People from all over the world come in when they have an interesting investment in the US, in China, in Europe. They come here and they gather money from the sovereign wealth funds or from the regional family groups. What's less known is the fact that this region also can present some very interesting investment opportunities, and people have always sort of held back. They worry about the risks, they worry about all sorts of other issues that they perceive to be
Is it more like a lack of understanding about these investment opportunities, or just a tendency to want to preserve wealth?
Sure, I think it's a combination of things. I think there is not perfect information spread between here and there. I think truly we are a geopolitically charged region. We don't necessarily like that.
But the UAE is an island of stability.
The UAE specifically is an island of stability. Even Saudi Arabia is now doing a lot of growth, and very interesting opportunities are coming out of that. So we're seeing a region that's opening up. Opening up from a government institution standpoint. They're letting people like ADNOC, for example, opened up and allowed its pipeline to have the combination of BlackRock and KKR coming in with a $4 billion investment into that. That's meaningful. We've seen other examples where CVC has come in for taking a stake into an educational platform over here. Before that, Blackstone was in it. So we're seeing a lot of capital coming in, understanding that there could be interesting opportunities. Clearly with hedging. So sometimes they do structured instruments to hedge currency risk or to hedge other risks that might exist out of exits, because we haven't seen too many of these exits. But certainly, I would be remiss to say that this region doesn't present some good alpha opportunities where you can invest and you really can get some meaningful returns.
But is it fair to say that there are investors outside of the region that are more aware or better able to analyze these opportunities?
I think mostly regional people understand and assess those much better than internationals historically. But we're starting to see the internationals saying, okay, you know what? Interesting, maybe I should take a look. Asset values have gone down. Companies' expectations or sellers' expectations have gone down, and as such, we're starting to see some of these transactions happening cross-border, and I expect to see a lot more of them going forward.
Okay, and then what in particular do you find exciting about SALT Abu Dhabi? With the fact that a global thought leadership forum of SALT stature is now here in Abu Dhabi, what do you think that means for the city of Abu Dhabi here within the region, also globally?
Certainly, I think having organizations like SALT come here and coming with it a lot of international names and international investors, international opportunities, it shows that this region, or Abu Dhabi specifically, can be a great hub for cross-border discussion. And that shows you that the government over here, Mubadala, ADNOC, ADIA, all of these organizations are very welcoming. They're the most welcoming people that I have seen in terms of allowing their home to be opened up for people to come in and take a look and find opportunities for them to do good business dealings.
So we have the optimal environment for exchanging knowledge.
Oh, absolutely. They've done a tremendous job with ADGM. It's been opened up and it's been really quite up there in terms of the legal status, the stature, the organization, the corporate governance, all of these things. You can tick all the boxes, and it's just sort of state of the art. And for me, it's really important to see internationals coming in and saying, yeah, we can see that, and maybe we should set up an operation over here, maybe we should have part of our fund be domiciled over here, maybe we should do this cross-fertilization of ideas and of opportunities. And to me, that would be a huge success of this conference if it manages to create some of these.
And in closing, if you could, especially because today you talked about investment opportunities that are ripe for investors here in the region, what are 2 or 3 that stand out for you here? Specific kind of classes that we need to be paying more attention to.
I would certainly say that things like oil and gas, like Aramco, now that it's IPO'd finally, eventually it'll be opened up for international. That could be a very interesting asset class. We're seeing a lot in the financial institution sector, consolidations and different opportunities that can exist out of that. We're seeing similarly in technology. I think to me the biggest growth area in the region by far has been technology.
Okay.
And it's becoming a hub for entrepreneurs to come in and build interesting concepts. Sometimes it's similar concepts to what we see internationally, but that's okay.
There is some of that copycatism, but it's expected in an
It is
emerging
expected,
market,
and that's
yes.
okay, because when they do a local version of something that is otherwise successful internationally, their hope is that that international group, like a Careem,
right.
Uber will come in and eat it up at a pretty meaningful return for all of its investors. We want to see more of that, and I think the region is very much set up to trying to grow that in a very meaningful way.
That is great to hear. Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us, May. It's been wonderful speaking with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for
having me. Take care.